Yeah. What's up, guys? Welcome to Comics and Crypto, your source for everything collectible. Very excited for today's interview. We are here with the Fanable team, Alex, co-founder, and Sergio, chief of Collectors Experience. What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up,
Hey,
guys?
John. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah,
Welcome.
we're so excited to talk to
Pleasure
you.
to be here.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
excited. It's we've been working so hard on getting this platform up and running, and this is such a great opportunity. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, really excited for today's episode because we're going to dive into Fanable, what it is, and why you need to get involved. We also have an awesome giveaway, so make sure to stay until the end for that giveaway. And also, we have a really, really cool announcement that we've been working on for a while together, us and Fanable. We're super excited to share it with you guys. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun today. A lot of fun. And let's give some shout outs. Spencer, you want to give some shout outs to the
Oh, yeah, let's do it. What's going on?
Oh,
Marius.
what's up, Moose?
What's going on?
Slaps. For Discord mod, shout out to the Slaps McFlops.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
What's going on, Granison? What's good, man?
What up?
Pixel?
So what's up? Thanks for joining. So yeah, let's just dive right into it, guys. Yeah, Fanable. We're so excited to talk about today. And I guess our first question, Alex, will be directed towards you. Fanable is introducing a new way to collect, trade, and own physical collectibles. Can you walk us through the core idea behind the platform and what inspired it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the idea for Fanable came from both being a collector and someone who spent, a few years in the digital space. And I've seen like firsthand how collectibles either, pile up or sit untouched because, selling them is a hassle, storage, But at the same time, Web3 had a lot of potential, but the experience was basically too complicated. I mean, Web3 in general is too complicated for most people, especially Web2 people. So, we wanted to simplify it. Fanable makes it easy to store collectibles securely, but still engage with them digitally. So you get the freedom of, trading or holding it without needing to ship it unless you want to. So it's about giving collectors more flexibility, more control, and basically remove all the friction.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, being able to store your collectibles and not have to worry about them getting damaged or destroyed. There's a lot of things that happen around the world recently that's terrifying. And knowing that your collectibles that mean a lot to you are in a secure place while you have full access to it at all times is a really, really special thing.
It solves a lot of issues for sure.
Yeah. So even if you have insurance for your collectibles you have at your home, like you never know. There's still, theft, there's still fire, and money doesn't necessarily always replace some of those items, So
no, exactly. I mean, we saw the California fire, and
exactly
we know firsthand, what can happen. So this solves a lot of issue.
100%. And I guess that leads us into our next question. Can you break down your tagline, which I love, by the way? Own the physical, trade the digital. And can you explain how that concept works in practice for collectors? And actually, just before we jump into that question, I want to make sure everyone knows this is the comic we're going to be giving away today. Amazing Spider-Man 328. So make sure to stay until the end, and we're going to give this away to someone who's watching us right now.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, when we say own the physical and trade the digital, what we mean is that every collectible on Fanable is physically stored and insured, but digitally represented by, we call it a digital ownership certificate. So basically a DOC. That DOC proves ownership and is what you can trade on the marketplace. If you go on the marketplace, you can see all those are basically DOCs. So if you're holding a graded comic in the Fanable vault, you can list it for sale or accept other offers, all without shipping anything. So if someone else buys it, the DOC transfers instantly, while the physical comic stays secure unless the new owner chooses to redeem it. But you are basically in full control. So you have the option to either, redeem it or trade it or sell it digitally.
Amazing. And just so for everyone out there knows, this is actually a physical comic book.
Yeah, it's a replica. So it's basically a replica of the physical item.
Amazing. And this is stored.
Sorry, Shauna, you got cut off. What did you say?
This is stored inside of a vault.
Yes, it's fully fully insured and stored in a. We partner up with Brinks, so they store all the physical items in our Brinks vault.
Incredible! Wow.
Yeah, I want to clarify. You said the word replica, and I just like there might be a little confusion around that word because it's not like a replicated, of the original item. This is the actual. This is the item itself.
Right.
This is the actual physical comic book in the vault. Yeah,
100%. And that's why we call it like digital ownership certificate docs.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes, just a digital representation of your
exactly
of that physical item.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So if somebody sent in this comic, they were able to store it in the Brinks vault. You guys were able to digitize it, turn it into an NFT, which they have access to that's connected to the physical. So as long as that certificate or that NFT is transferred to someone else, they have full ownership of it, of that collectible. As long as they have ownership of the NFT. Wow. Yeah.
We just don't like to use the word NFT, but yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so funny, man. A long time I've been laughing about how there's going to be platforms that start opening up that use NFT technology, and people are going to be using it without realizing they're using NFT technology. And this is exactly the perfect example of that.
That's what we did. We baked it in on the back end. So on the front end, as a user, you might not even know that you're actually, interacting with the blockchain technology and Web3.
It's amazing.
Right. And
but you still have the security of it, even without.
So basically, we took the best part of Web3 and then implemented a traditional onboarding. Actually, it's our onboarding is even easier than most. All you need is just an email and log in. That's it. No password, no crypto wallets, nothing like that. It's all happening on the back end.
Wow.
Yeah, no MetaMask. I know when I started getting involved in Web3, connecting a MetaMask wallet seemed like a job, a chore, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't easy, right? But so we really, when we were developing the platform, that we wanted to make sure that a Web2 user can go into our website or download our app on iOS or Android and feel comfortable, not even know that they're using blockchain technology. So like Alex said, all we need is just your email. That's it.
So when I send my comic off to be stored in the Brinks vault, to be digitized so I can have access to the Fanable platform, we know it's secured in the vault and it's safe in the vault, but what about insurance? Is your collectible, is your item going to be insured?
All of the every single item is insured in the vault. So that's all covered.
And what does that cost?
For the users?
Yes.
Nothing.
Wow.
So
but it costs us money though. We every month we gotta pay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's one of the perks. So we'll insure it and store it securely for you. That's the whole, base of Fanable.
That's amazing. Yeah, because a lot of people they send their high valued items to the bank and they store it in a vault in the bank, but they don't have access to it unless they go back and they pull it out from the bank.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's the same idea, except you have access to it at all times while it's in the bank.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can redeem it. You can redeem it anytime you want through your mobile phone. So very easy in just a few clicks.
Yeah.
And what about shipping to the platform itself? What does that cost?
That's all on Fanable as well. So for the user, it's completely free.
So, okay, so let me get this straight. We get to ship it to you for free. We get a chance to store collectibles in the bank in the vault, Brinks vault for free, and the insurance is free for the collectible.
That is correct.
It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. And just to touch on that, just to be transparent here, so there are marketplace fees. So the platform is designed to generate revenue, as you can imagine, right? But we feel very confident in what we offer, and we're excited. Just the initial beta test drop participants really, it was an amazing participation. So. It's coming together better than we anticipated at this point.
I'm really excited to talk about the test drops, and we'll get to that in a bit. Actually, you brought something up. One of our audience members has a quick question. UT Snake Eyes, it's actually a really good question. I'm interested in Fanable a lot. How does the 5% transaction fee functionality work when your comic book trades within the marketplace? Is it unlimited as long as it is in the vault?
So, sorry, if Alex, if you want to answer that.
No, you can go ahead. Sergio. Go.
So while we're on that topic, so every item a user submits to our vault, when it's resold in the marketplace, they get a 2% royalty in perpetuity, right? So that same item can trade many times and stay in the same vault, right? So it doesn't leave the vault while it's trading. But when it's redeemed, the NFT, well, the digital collectible is burned, and then the royalties stop. So it's actually a 9% fee that goes down depending on how often a user participate in the marketplace. It goes down to, I believe, 7 or 6.5%.
I think it's 7, if I remember.
7%. So yeah, and from that, 2% goes to the originator of the collectible. So it can trade back and forth many times, and that user will get a 2% royalty.
But I think one thing important to point out, it's after the first sale. So, the first sale is a traditional sale, and then the originator fee kicks in.
Wow.
Yes. Makes sense.
Okay, so summarize. If you send out a comic book or a VHS tape, a card, any collectible, graded collectible to the vault, and you end up selling it, that original owner gets 2% commission, and then as long as that NFT is exchanged on the platform before it's cashed out again, they continue to get that 2% commission.
Correct. Until somebody redeems it, and that's when it gets burned.
Wow.
Super cool.
That is amazing.
That's a pretty cool feature. It's not something that really exists in the physical world, right? And it's really
no way to get a royalty.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really a great way to take advantage of what the blockchain technology offers us. I love everything about this entire platform. If I wasn't involved with Fanable, I'd be involved in it as a collector, just because I love everything about it.
Mm-hmm. We got a question here real quick. Yeah, so I guess clarification question. So it can sell for a profit or loss, and you still get 2%.
I think it was more of a statement. You just mentioning
that is correct. Exactly.
So that might have been a statement, not a question. My bad.
Yeah, but that's an important one. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. Well, yeah.
No, it's a very good question, right? So, right, when it's resold, whatever that amount is resold for, you're gonna get a 2% royalty on that.
That's amazing. And it doesn't stop there. It's not just comic books, but also cards and VHS tapes and video games and even action figures.
Yes.
Correct. Yep.
Wow.
We will have we do have like a Super Mario 3 game on there for now, but we have many more in our inventory. We're in the process of getting the right type of equipment to render them the proper way. But this is a real physical collectible at the vault that is available on our platform. And then we're starting off with Funko PSA graded figures. But the idea here is to expand beyond that, right? So as long as it's graded, authenticated by PSA or any grading company, we'll take them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it doesn't stop at just comics or trading cards. We're looking at the collectible space as a whole.
That's incredible.
And that will obviously keep growing as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Quick question. So I guess talking about shipping, would it be possible for somebody to send an ungraded collectible into a grading company and then have that item shipped directly to you guys without having it then shipped back to them to kind of like, take one step out of the process?
That is correct, Spencer. Yes, you can do so. You can ship from third-party marketplaces. So whether that is as long as you can input the address, right? So if you use shipping it to PSA or CGC, get it graded, and then have a return address to us. But it has to go through Fanable's platform. It's very important that that happens.
Yeah.
And the same thing, you can be selling some or buying something on, I don't know, eBay, and then have it sent directly to our vault.
That's awesome.
That's really awesome. And here's another question from Frank. Does the 2% apply for anything you get off the drops, or is it just if you send it in and it's
No.
Only if you send it in. That's a really good question. So if you land a collectible in one of our drops, then that you're not considered the originator of that collectible. Fanable is. So we collect the royalty on those products.
Yeah.
But that's a really, really good question. Thanks for asking that. And by the way, thanks, Frank, for all the support. I see you on Twitter and Discord. I appreciate you being part of the family.
Yeah, thanks for joining, Frank. And Ryan actually has a really good question, too. Is there anything stopping someone from buying a collectible, redeeming it, and then resubmitting it so they can get the 2% instead of the original submitter?
Currently, no.
Nothing, right? Nothing stopping. I mean, you do have to consider, for example, because there is a redemption fee, right? And actually, let me rephrase that. It's not a fee that we charge. It's simply the shipping cost, right? So whatever the shipping charge is, that's the fee. So you have to factor in, depending on the value of that collectible, if the shipping fee of sending it to yourself and then sending it back, if it'll offset that 2% royalty, right? Obviously, on higher valued items, it may make sense, but I'm not sure on the lower end. It would take so many transactions, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I also want to add there, when you redeem it, it goes into an escrow account or a contract until we are 100% sure that you have received the physical item.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that's when it gets burned.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
good questions. These are so good. I love these questions.
coming, guys. Great. So, Sergio, as chief of collectors experience, what have been the biggest pain points you've seen among physical collectors that Fanable is solving?
Ooh, okay. So the first one is the storage issue, right? I think many of us can relate, right? Especially when we collect larger format collectibles like comic books. Because when you're talking about graded trading cards, they're so small that you can fit hundreds of them in your closet. But when we're talking about comics, I mean, my closet here is completely full, right?
Mhm.
And so, yeah, storage is sort of the very first thing that we solve, right? You can just free up some space in your home. Second thing is insurance. Honestly, I've been collecting for decades now, and I've never run into anyone that tells me they have insurance. So I know it exists, but I don't even have insurance, right? So you send it to us, all of the collectibles are insured. That's a peace of mind thing, right? We know what happened in California. I mean, I've seen videos out there of collectors like Jeremy, who and they've lost their entire collection. Now, thankfully, he did have insurance, but I feel safe in saying that most of us probably don't, right? We don't go through the process of insuring our collectibles, even though we know better. So insurance would be the other one. And then finally, when I put something for storage, right? So my closet, I rarely go in there and pick out comics to do anything with them. They stay there sometimes for years. When you have them on Fanable, you can open the app, trade them, do whatever you want. So it opens up a whole new world of utility for those physical collectibles that you otherwise wouldn't have. So yeah, I think those are some of the things that I think we offer. Probably more if you talk about royalty and things like that.
Yeah. And so along with selling your collectible and storing it, you're also able to trade it or even potentially transfer as well.
I'm sorry, I lost you there.
You can trade your collectible and also transfer as well.
Correct. So If
Wow.
you have a, if you're doing a giveaway, that'll happen. By the way, we did run into some transfer issues with the beta drop, but that's solved. So the new shipment will have that. So you can transfer that collectible to other wallets. You can transfer it to your own MetaMask if you have a MetaMask. But in order to redeem them, you do have to transfer it back to your Fanable profile. Just want to make that clear, right? But yeah, you can go send it to MetaMask, sell it on OpenSea, do things like that, and that's fine.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Something else actually that's really important that I think a lot of our viewers should know too is finding comics or collectibles. It's really hard for collectors to try to locate these items, and just being able to see the collection, see what's on there, even if it's not on the in the marketplace, you can still make an offer on the item so people know
Right.
your collectible is still
Right.
people can buy it, which is a really big deal because I have a really good story for you guys. I remember like 2 or 3 years ago, we interviewed Giant Size Comics, a really awesome guy. Big shout out to Giant Size Comics. And he told us a story about how he and his father owned a original cover art. It was a really cover art piece of a random DC comic. Apparently, there was a guy that was trying to find that cover art for 15 years.
Wow.
15 years. Can you imagine that? And he
That's
finally found them and made him an offer they couldn't refuse. Straight up. Made him an offer they couldn't refuse. But that was such an interesting story to me because a lot of collectors try to find items, they try to find things, and it's next to impossible. Even in the digital marketplace, sometimes can be really, really hard on other platforms. So being able to see what everything that's on there right now, and you can make offers and see what's in the marketplace, that's a real game changer, guys. So that's so cool.
Yeah.
To see.
No,
Sean, sorry, go ahead, Alex.
No, I think so too, and I did want to add another thing that I don't think so to mention, which is our buyback programs on the primary drops we have. So if the moment you participate in a drop, you will get a buyback offer right after you reveal your item. So why is that good? Well, it provides instant liquidity, right? So you don't need to go to the marketplace and sell it there. You can just accept the offer, and it's up to you. Maybe the offer, and this is all based on fair market value, right? So we're not just pulling these numbers, out of the thin blue air. So, that's I think it's a great selling point as well, because I go to other marketplaces and I don't have that option.
Yeah, 100%. Maybe if you can step back. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was going to say another pain point that I guess, or at least one of the pain points that I guess I'm very excited about that this I think solves is kind of like the ability to flex, physical collectibles. Like if you have a whole bunch of stuff and it's just like at your house, and you're out in public and you want to tell somebody about it, like it's kind of hard. You got to pull up a shitty photo of it on your phone or something like that. But like, now you have like a really cool app interface where you can see the collectibles, really high res photographs and images. So you can actually like really, really show it off to people. And it's like, yeah, like I own this, and it's literally just, it's on my phone, but I own it, and the physical is safely in a vault somewhere, that's just something that I'm very excited about it.
No, 100%.
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned the offers, right? Because when you create a profile on Fanable, unless you make it private, so you do have the option of making it private, you can start receiving offers on your collectibles from the get-go, right? And you can decide not to, right? Or accept it. So that's another really great thing about it, right? You may not be interested in selling it, but at the right price, you might, right? So that's another cool thing. Yeah, offers the shipments, right? When we buy collectibles online, physical collectibles, we have to worry about the whole shipment thing, right? You can own it, keep it in the vault, and have the peace of mind, not worry about what might happen on the way, or even wait days to receive your physical. So a lot of cool things happening here.
And taking a step back a little bit, maybe let's talk about the drops as well, because there's probably a lot of people in here who are not familiar with the stress test that you guys did. What are the drops that happen on Fanable? Can you dive into that a little bit?
You want
Alex? Okay, so what we haven't launched to the public yet. April 3rd will be our public launch, where anyone can go to the iOS App Store or the Android Google Play App Store and download the app. So what we've been doing over the past couple of months is we've had 2 drops to test out the system, right? Initially, we had an alpha drop that only 15 people participated in, and we got some feedback. But the stress test drop that we just had a couple of weeks ago, we had 100 items and somewhere around, actually, I believe 50 or at least 50 participants, right? And the feedback we got from that was just insane, right? So we learned a lot from that experience. We got the transfer issue. That's something that we learned that was an issue during the stress test drop. But overall, the experience, the general sort of feeling from the community is that they really enjoyed the app. So we did hit some snags. We're solving all of that. So that's just to basically test out the drop, help us get feedback. And we've had a lot of people just be very patient with us. And by April 3rd, guys, all that stuff will be fixed. Okay.
Yeah, it was so exciting to be a part of that. I think it was 25 comics that were available in the stress drop.
Stress was 100. Well, for the alpha drop, we had 30 items. For the
30.
stress test, it was 100 items that we had. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was pretty big jump, right? A big leap for us.
So for everyone out there, basically, you buy a pack, and it looks just like this. This is how it works. You buy a pack. It's in a Pelican case, and you get a random comic of the digital that's actually representing the physical that's stored in the Briggs vault, and you open it up, and that's the comic that you get. And it's essentially like opening a pack of cards, but it's got a graded comic inside. And I will say, I bought 2 of them. I got really lucky, and I actually got the Chaser, which was really, really cool. I was with my dad, actually. It was our second one. I opened it up, like, oh, Spawn number 1. Wait, was it the Chaser?
So you got that Spawn, the 9.8?
Yeah.
That was the a bounty. That was the bounty one.
That was the bounty, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, the bounty one. Wow, nice. That's a really nice
one thing I do want to add on the drops too, that's kind of cool. And once you participate in a drop, you don't need to reveal the case. So what that means is you can, if you want, you can resell it. And some of these cases will look pretty cool, and I think will be looking like a collectible in itself, even without even opening it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah. I'm glad Alex touched upon that, because with every single drop we do, the mystery case is going to be a different experience in terms of the aesthetics and the theme. And we're working with some really talented 3D artists to design these. And I personally plan on collecting unopened cases, because once you open them, that's gone, right? So just because I appreciate the effort that went into it, if nothing else.
Yeah, and plus you know that it's backed up by a physical comic book. So
right, yeah. So I could always decide to put it out there in the marketplace, or open it, or put it up in the marketplace. But you're right, it has intrinsic value, outside of just being a nice, cool digital collectible, right? The moment you open it, it transforms into a physical.
Yeah.
In each pack that you buy, that you can choose whether to open or not, will have its own individual mint number. Correct?
That is correct.
Correct. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, you're referring to the case. Yes.
Yeah. You can get it, or the last mint 100, or however many are in the drop. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Extra value for these collectibles and for the
pack. No, 100%. No, for sure.
And guys, as you'll learn, we have different tiers, right? So a person can unlock one of these mystery cases and reveal a grail item. And there's just so much excitement behind the revealing process. So maybe we won't have too many unopened cases out there after all.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah.
All back, man, when when you got those special chasers, So
get ready. It's going to be fun. We have some big surprises coming up. So we'll start with weekly drops. So beginning April 3rd, there'll be a weekly drop. New case designs, new themes, new grails, new chases, everything.
And Frank actually asked, can you talk about the drop themes? I think that's a really cool aspect. We're actually, Frank, we're going to have a
do we want to leave that into the end, maybe?
Yeah. I think we'll wait until the end.
Yeah. So everyone hang with us, and we'll have a special announcement at the very end that we're very excited to show y'all. So.
Yeah, Frank, really good question. And you're gonna see during this video, during this live stream, our brand new drop, right? And I think you're gonna like what you see. So please hang tight. And yeah, certainly like to discuss more about what goes into developing these themes, how we arrive to that, right? Because as a big fanboy and as a comic book collector, I feel like I'm living the dream that I even get to be involved in this whole process, and designing the themes is such a cool part of it, right? I want to make it fun. I want to bring some of that excitement into this.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of the end of the stream, for those of you who have joined us since we started, we are doing a giveaway on this stream. So we're giving away this Spider-Man comic. So yeah, stick around until the end of the stream, and you'll have a chance to win this.
Generously donated by Fanable.
Yes.
So yeah,
thank you, Fanable.
And you'll have a chance to win this real physical comic that's stored at Brings Vault right now. So yeah, hang tight, guys. This is gonna be fun.
Good luck, guys. Hope somebody wins it there. Well, somebody will.
Somebody will win it. Wanted to pull up another question I think we missed from before. So I don't know, based on security issues, maybe this isn't possible, but wondering if there will be an opportunity to see how the items are stored in the Brinks Vault.
No, unfortunately, that will not happen. Just because of security issues, they are very, very strict with their security. Even us, as Fanable, we need to submit ID 24 hours before. We need to go through a lot of security, and we Fanable have a vault within a vault, so it's highly secured.
Yeah, I think I would say, like, if you trust Brinks as a company and kind of as a global name in security, then you can trust Fanable.
And keep in mind, Brinks been around for a minute. I think 165 plus years. So
yeah. And on that point, just to touch upon that, right? So when you go through the shipment process, you'll see that it goes to a Brinks address, right? So it arrives at their facility. It's a Brinks staff that handles these physicals. So we actually don't take possession of these ourselves. These are all handled by Brinks themselves.
Yeah. Good point.
That's incredible. Yeah, I sent some comics out recently. Said it was delivered. I'm excited to see those show up on in our account in the very near future.
100%. And that turnaround time obviously will get improved as we go along.
Amazing.
To make it more efficient as well.
Fantastic. And our next question: do I need a KYC for the first drop, for the curated drop?
You do not. No. So KYC happens if you want to cash out. Then we need to follow KYC regularly. Yeah,
that makes sense. Cool. So I guess another question, maybe for both of you guys, just because you both kind of seen what else is going on out in the market, and there's a couple other RWA platforms out there who are doing somewhat similar things or working on similar concepts, in bringing physical collectibles into the digital space. So kind of curious what you guys think sets you guys apart from some of these other platforms out there.
I would say,
Alex.
yeah. So I would say, we went mobile first from day one, which is almost unheard of in the Web3, right? So it's not easy to combine blockchain tech with mobile apps and stay compliant with Apple and Google's policies. And they're cut, which is 30%. So, that was a big hurdle. So we definitely sticks out there. But we did it because we believe that collectors expect convenience, right? So simplicity is a huge part of it too. And I touched upon this earlier, like no wallets, no passwords, no crypto wallets. There is no learning curve. You just log in and your email and then you're ready to go. So all the complexity is handled in the background. And then I would say, honestly, like the community, because we are kind of building this in the open. We post updates daily, fix things as quickly as possible. and we're taking feedback constantly. And I have to say, Sergio's been a great part of that, and keeping everybody in the loop. He's amazing. So we're close to the community, and we plan to stay that way. And that's, I think, is a big part of what makes Fanable different. And then, we'll see. I can maybe reveal some things in the end, but yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, go ahead, Sergio.
No, go ahead, Spencer.
What I was just going to say, I like that Alex brought up the point about community, because I was going to segue into my next question, which was going to be to you, Sergio, because you kind of do handle that, and kind of, what role do you predict that Fanable, or what role do you predict community playing within the Fanable experience?
Okay, so before I segue into that, just jumping off of what Alex said, just to add on to what he said regarding what sets us apart, right, from some of our competitors, in addition to what he mentioned with native apps, right? The other thing is the format, right? We offer not just trading cards, right, which is what our competitors are, but we also offer comic books, and we offer graded games. We offer graded VHS tapes. We offer graded toys. So we don't just look at one category format. We're looking at collectibles in general, right? So this is a home for comic book enthusiasts like myself, right? That's really where my passion is. It's always been. Alex loves trading cards. He loves Pokemon cards. Don't ask me about Pokemon cards, because honestly, it's just not my field of interest. Is not where my passion lies. I want to stay authentic to who I am and what I bring to the table. So I guess we can go ahead and go into the community question you brought up, Spencer. As you might know, I mean, I'm a fellow moderator with Sean on the VV Facebook group. That's where we kind of met each other at first. And I've been an admin on there for years now, right? Of the Facebook group on there, which has something like 28,000 people. So I've been sort of part of the community now for a few years. And, Alex reached out to me completely out of the blue, right? Just because, as you guys know, I would go on Facebook every single day in the group and talk about just what's on my mind. And I would write essays. And, it's funny when I hear people say, hey, you use ChatGPT. And I'm like, before ChatGPT even existed, I was writing these long essays, as you guys know. So it's something that I've always enjoyed, right? I consider myself a writer. I love writing. I love sharing. I love being part of this. This takes me back to when I was a teenager, riding my bicycle, going to the comic book store, just having fun with all this, right? And Vivi kind of brought that back into my life. And now, thanks to Alex reaching out to me, when he reached out to me about this, I was just blown away. So I had to jump in it. I was a little reserved at first, right? But I absolutely love working with this team. We have dozens of people. It's not just Alex and I. We have a whole back-end team, logistics. I mean, you name it. There's just so many people involved in all this. And it's something I do without really thinking. No one tells me, hey, go on Discord or go on Twitter and post anything. I just do whatever comes to my mind, like I always have. So, yeah.
And I think
the community has been great.
Yeah, we've been great. I mean, our community right now, I mean, I'm very impressed, to be honest with you. It's been great feedback, and everybody's, engaged. And I think also, like, I'll touch upon that, the idea is going forward, maybe not now in the first few weeks, but eventually to have these drops kind of curated by the community, right? At least that they have a say. Maybe we pick out a few items and they pick, they vote on which items they will prefer to have in the. So, Fanable in general, it's community is the heart of it, for sure.
Yeah, and what's interesting? We kind of already started getting the community involved in designing our drops. So they selected Marvel Madness as one of our upcoming drops, right? So we were sort of thinking of toying with the idea of Mutant Mayhem and focusing on the X-Men and the spin-off titles, or Marvel Madness, right, which is just Avengers, Spider-Man, and the X-Men. And they voted. I think it was like 68% of the community chose that drop, right? So that's community driven, right, already.
Yeah.
But in the future, we're going to, it's going to get more granular, right? We're going to get people to select individual items in collections, so it'll evolve. But this already started, and the community already selected a drop.
See, are we potentially going to see other collectible drops as well, not just comic books, but maybe for trading cards, video games, VHS?
100%. Oh yeah, every single category you see there, from comics, trading cards, video games, home videos, toys, we're going to have drops on. But they're all going to have their chance to shine, right, and be in the spotlight. Right now, it's going to be all comics for the next couple of months, and then we're going to start venturing into trading cards drops, video games, VHS, and toys. So everyone's, all those categories will have their time.
So exciting! That's gonna be so
Well,
much fun.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Actually,
Yeah, and there's more. We have some products, guys. We can't announce it yet, but we have some really cool products that I think you guys are going to enjoy. Our goal is 2 months after our public drop, we have some really major announcement that we have, if everything goes as planned. So this is just the start. This is the first iteration of this platform. It's the bare bone. We have some features and innovations that none of our competitors have, and we're looking forward to introducing. So it's going to be fun. Just hang in there, because it's going to get a lot better than this.
that's awesome. And we actually have a question from Jorge. How does the purchase process go?
So, I mean, as any other purchase, you just, so it depends. Sorry, it depends if you're using mobile app or web. The web, you have more payment methods, but in the mobile app, you just go and use, all our payments goes through Stripe, so they're handling all the payments. So any traditional payables, credit card, we will have Google and Apple Pay. I'm not sure if we will have that upon launch, but it will be at some point that will be integrated as well. But you just go and purchase it using your credit card or debit card. On the web, you have other options. You can use crypto. And right now, we are starting with USDC only because that's what Stripe supports. And I believe the platforms they support is Ethereum, Polygon, Solana, I think, on top of my head. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
Fantastic.
Oh, and I did forget one payment option, which is Klarna. Klarna is basically you pay now, but you buy now, pay later. So that could be an option if you're looking for purchasing a more expensive item.
Right. That's really smart. Nice. I guess another question from the audience here, is shipping worldwide without limits?
So,
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Sergio.
No, that's a really good question, guys. So when we launched the platform initially, we're launching in the US, right? For users, international users that do access the platform, we don't currently offer support for redemption internationally just yet. And I want to stress that, because it's not a matter of if, but when. That's already in development. It's going to be released. We kind of are starting small, right? We're just starting with the US market, but we do have the logistics and the infrastructure in place to support international. It's just other things that we have to take into consideration before we expand international.
Yeah, we want to streamline the process within the
Exactly.
US and make it as flawless and efficient as possible. Once that's set up, like Sergio said, we do have the capabilities. I mean, we work with Brinks. I think they are in I don't know how many countries. So logistically, we can't set it up.
Good question.
And then I bet international users though can still participate on the digital side, but just not be able to do any redemptions, right?
There are limitations for international users currently.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and to that, officially we can't say right now that it's open to international users, but based on the stress test drop, it looks like they found a way. Hint, hint. That's all I'll say on that.
Good answer.
Makes sense. Another question here. So will Fanable look at incorporating grading into the business so we can send out items directly to Fanable for grading and storing?
That's a great question. At this point, I don't think we will. That might be something that we can consider down the line. I have spoken to a specific grading service company about this. So let's see. That might be something that we can incorporate down the line. But right now it's very important to get all the core features, the bare bone features working flawlessly.
Yeah, and one possibility, right, is if to work with we've talked with representatives from CGC, but one thing that could foreseeably exist is that you ship your item to CGC and forward that over to Fanable. That's a realistic thing that could happen. As far as us authenticating the collectibles ourselves, that's outside really of what our vision is for the platform, right? And we really have to look at our core competencies, right? We have to look at, okay, what are we good at, right? And competing against, let's say, PSA, CGC, Beckett. Yeah, we want to work with them right now rather than compete against them.
Yeah,
that makes sense. And then I think last question before we do some announcements and get into our giveaway. And if this is something that you're able to share, so I guess how do you guys source the items that you guys put into your drops?
So we have multiple ways. A lot of it is a recipe we don't want to reveal because we don't want our competitors to sort of learn about it. But we source our collectibles from many sources. Initially, I went to Comic Cons talking to vendors. I've made some relationship with some vendors, but we also have several other ways that we source our collectibles.
Very cool. Very good. Yeah, so I think we're ready to make the announcement. And also, guys, just so y'all know, giveaway that we're going to be giving away this comic right after the announcement. So make sure to stay tuned for that as well. So stick around for this giveaway.
So yes, I think our first drop is like Sergio touched upon April 3rd, which is next Thursday. And our drop will be curated by no other than Comics and Crypto. So yeah, this is going to be very exciting. What you're going to see is the case, very much Comics and Crypto inspired. What it means is basically Comics and Crypto. Maybe Sean and Spencer, you want to touch upon that, but they have been curated every single item within this drop, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe you want to talk about that a little bit, and
it's been a really fun process working with Fanable to kind of come up with an idea or a theme behind this drop. And we know that collectors love matching their digitals with their physicals. So we thought, why don't we focus on Marvel Comics? And every single comic that's in this drop is also available on VV. So as you know, we're all passionate about the VV community. So that's what the drop is going to be. It's going to be 75 comics, and there's different tiers that we'll dive into in a second. But every single physical comic book that's going to be on this drop will also be available on VV. So you're going to be able to match your digital with your physical.
That's right.
Yeah, this is tough. We've been having a fun time over the last couple of months planning for this drop, and we spent a lot of time, kind of putting this all together and figuring out, which comics, kind of fit into the different tiers, and this is kind of some of our favorite comics, and so we're excited for you guys to get your hands on them.
Yeah, guys, this is so exciting, and it's been so good working with Comics and Crypto to just put this together, and really them having faith in us, right? They really embraced the concept. They jumped into it head first, and for them to agree to work with us, it was really a big win for us. We have other curators down the pipeline as well, guys, and certainly many different themes of drops coming up as well. But really, I couldn't think of a more perfect partner to kick things off with than Comics and Crypto. And then on April 3rd, I think you guys are going to like what you see. And this right here is our Medium article. I'll post it later on Twitter and on Discord, guys, for you guys to see this. But this will go over the highlights of what this drop is all about.
Yeah, so the drop itself, do you guys want to dive into the details?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure, yeah. So as you mentioned, 75 items in this mystery case. It's curated by obviously Comics and Crypto, $99 each. Every single item in this drop gets a 90% instant buyback offer. And what we mean by 90% is the fair market value. We go out there, we go to Go Collect, we go to GP Analytics, we see what the fair market value is for these collectibles on those grades, and we go by that as our source for determining what the fair market value is. So we'll offer that immediately, instantly. The moment you open your case, you reveal your comic, you can choose to keep it stored in your collection, you can sell it in the marketplace. But if you just want instant liquidity, just hit that accept button on our buyback and, easy peasy. And that's for every tier, whether it's the Grail, the Chases, the Bounty, the tier 1, 2, and 3. So, yeah, really exciting.
That's awesome. And we're going to dive into what that Grail is and also the 3 Chasers as well in just a moment. But I do want to say that this is a very sentimental project for us because this is actually the last project that Kevin worked on. So, like, for us personally, this is very sentimental, and I just have to say, guys, like, everything that you did, and especially the presentation for this box, is just absolutely incredible. I know Kevin would have been absolutely thrilled about this, and the unboxing experience is going to be none other than top notch, guys. I can probably see that, so I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool to actually see Kevin's art, on the box itself. Kevin designed our logo, the 3 little, pictures of our faces. Kevin designed that. So yeah, it's really special to see that on the box. And I'm personally excited to actually collect one of the cases and not open it and to have that as a collectible. So my personal plan is to, buy one to open and buy one to keep,
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? It was such a, Kevin's passing, right? But he worked with us and even putting this together. He filmed videos for us as well. And so, we go back, guys, I think at least a half a year when we approached Comics and Crypto about helping us develop this. And Kevin was a big part of that as well. And obviously Sean and Spencer. So when we heard the news, we were just devastated. It was just such a, we were taken aback. Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been very proud of this. Very proud. So thank you, guys. Thank you very much. And we have some questions. Is it limited to 1 case per person?
Ooh, good question. So we're, we've actually working with getting feedback with Comics and Crypto. We've been going back and forth on the limit. It is going to be more than 2, which is what we had on our previous drop. It'll be at least 3 items you can purchase. But we'll make that final call here very soon.
Very cool. So everyone out there knows you can buy at least 3 on the initial drop.
Yeah.
Yes, at least 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone out there, remember, we have a giveaway right after this. We finish our announcement. We have a really special giveaway that we're going to be giving away an awesome comic. We're going to ask a question from the interview. But before that, let's dive into what the Grail is and the 3 Chasers. And by the way, everyone, this Medium article is available in our YouTube details. So down below, if you want to follow us right now, you can do that. Just click the link and you can follow with us right now. So the Grail, look at that. Wow. Amazing Spider-Man 252. Everyone in the VV community knows about this one.
First black costume.
First black costume. And it's also signed by Klaus Janson. Absolutely incredible. Beautiful yellow label. Look at that.
Major Grail 9.8. I mean, this is just a Grail. It's a beautiful comic and signed.
Stunning. And the retail value of the comic is $1,200. Absolutely stunning.
And we'll buy it back from you guys. If you open it and you don't want it, we want it from you.
Yeah.
So these are the kind of comics we want to in our marketplace and in our inventory. So, but of course, it's a beautiful one of one signed by one of the creators. So, this was a great comic you guys selected here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you could basically, spend $99 on one of these cases and potentially come away with a $1,200 comic. So I think it's a fun little chance you might get it. Yeah.
Yep. And here are the chases. The first one we have is an ASM 300. Look at that. That is gorgeous. And it's also a newsstand, by the way.
Yeah.
Very, very cool comic.
The first full Venom.
Arguably one of the best covers in comic book history. And created by Todd McFarlane.
Todd McFarlane. Yeah.
Newsstand as well. If anyone out there doesn't know what newsstand is, these comic books were sold on newsstands outside. That's why they're valued more than the direct editions, because they were, they're battling the weather. They're battling people coming in. So you find 9.8s in newsstand. That's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
Another great comic.
Great comic. And then Ultimate Fallout 4. We have the cover A of Ultimate Fallout 4, 9.6 graded book. Very cool comic. Yeah, everyone knows story of Miles Morales and Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, very cool comic. So this is another chaser for the curated drop as well. And then, of course, we have the Amazing Spider-Man 59. This is an original VV comic that was sold at New York Comic Con this year. Or actually, technically last year. But it's also signed by Frank Miller. It's a 9.8 signed by Frank Miller, guys. That is so sick.
A living legend, Frank Miller.
Yeah.
Beautiful signature, man. I gotta watch this thing spin around. There we go. Let's get a little show for us. Woo!
Oh yeah. This is a special comic, right? And having Frank Miller's signature. Those that couldn't go to New York Comic Con, right, didn't have the opportunity to own this. Well, now you can. So this is exciting.
That is so cool. Very cool. And we also have this, which the bounty is set for. This is, and everyone out there knows as well, this is Amazing Spider-Man 252. This is the original VV cover. And it's got the VV label.
Oh.
It's also signed by none other than co-founders Dan Crothers and co-CEO and co-founder David Yu. So you have both signatures on this comic. It's a yellow label, original VV label as well. Man, that is fantastic. So cool.
You guys picked some bangers, that's for sure.
I'm so excited for someone to get their hands on this one. That is so special. And guys, this is just 3 of the 75 comics.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other comics as well that we're really excited to share over the coming few days.
So actually, I'm glad you brought that up, right? So we'll obviously publish all 75 items on our platform. So when you download the app, you'll see every item that's included in that drop and the different tiers. These obviously are the ones we wanted to highlight, right? But it's going to be an exciting drop. There's a lot of cool comics in there.
Absolutely. And when is this drop taking place?
So April 3rd, which is next Thursday, right? Today is Friday, so we're 6 days away. 2 p.m. Eastern time, guys. I think you're gonna want to be there early because I have a feeling that this is gonna do well, right? It looks like it's an exciting drop. So be there early.
Yeah. And again, I can't emphasize enough how exciting and how wonderful it was working with you guys, organizing this. And I just want to say thank you for allowing us to be a part of this and being one of the first. Or actually, no, it's the first curated drop. That's so
Yeah, it's the
special.
first one. Yeah, first
That-
public one. I mean, you're the launch partners for our
That's
platform.
right.
You know,
That's
the other two drops were just to test things out, right? But this is really what we're kicking the platform off with. So thank you. I mean, thank you for embracing this concept from the get-go, working with us, and it's an honor for us. Honestly, this is an honor for us to work with you.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, it's been amazing.
Thank
For
you.
sure.
Thanks, Sergio. That
Yeah,
means
thank you guys.
a lot.
Yeah.
So,
And I was gonna say, it looks like a lot of excitement from people in the community about what we have so far announced coming out of this drop. So yeah, we're excited, and we're glad to see that you guys are excited too.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
love the excitement, guys. Being part of this community is like nothing else, right? It's such a gift, and I love it, and I love seeing all of this. So yeah, I'm excited too.
me too. So remember, guys, mark your calendars. April 3rd for 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The boxes are $99 each, and there are only 75, and you can buy up to 3. So make sure to mark your calendars, guys, because these could potentially go really quick. Yeah. All right. Well, I think it's time for the giveaway. What do you guys think?
100%.
Let's do it.
So
Let's do it. Let's get this Todd McFarlane Spider-Man comic.
So
Look
earlier,
at that cover.
earlier I was
Hulk is
talking.
getting his butt handed to him by Spider-Man. And the art, I mean, classic Todd McFarlane. Look at the title, right? These are the cool things Todd experimented with, right? Up until this point, no one was really thinking about messing around with the cover, with the title. And here he is just completely just breaking the paradigm, right?
Yeah, he's such an amazing artist, and we've had a chance to have him on our channel, and we've met him a few times in person at his events at Comic-Con, and I can just say that guy is absolutely phenomenal. I thoroughly enjoyed talking to him, and he loves to tell stories, but his artwork is nothing short than spectacular, and very excited.
And while on
And
that,
best signature in the game.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No,
Yeah.
100%.
I do have to say, shout out to the McFarlane Toys digital community. I'm part of it. I own a large collection on there. Also, shout out to the Bat Cowl communities. I own a Bat Cowl, and I own a bunch of stuff on Candy Digital. Been collecting there for years too, since the beginning. I minted one of the Bat Cowls when it came out. So I think $300 gave me so much utility. I got my money back and then some over the years, right? So, shout out to those communities as well. And of course, Vivi, right? So we're all in this together, right? I think, Fanable, I think it's a good way to bring all of us together, but, love being part of it all, guys. Together, I think we can do a lot more than separated.
Yeah, absolutely. And, this is really special what you guys are building too, because it's such an immediate need for physical collectors. They need something like this bad, and I'm excited for them to learn about this and actually use it, because I know it's going to just flip them upside down when they start using this thing.
100%. I see Fanable as the first step from the physical into the digital realm, if they haven't already done it, right? So
exactly, yeah, 100%. All right, so question. Earlier we were talking about the stress drop, and I mentioned that I actually got one of the comics, and it was a chaser. What is the name of that comic, and what was the edition number of that comic? Whoever answers it first wins this comic.
Wow, that's cool.
I wish I could participate.
I have a Jeopardy song on right now. I gotta do that for future giveaways. I'll play in the background. First one to answer it. So remember, it's the curated drop, or the stress drop from earlier. I mentioned that I was able to get. Oh, there we go.
Granison, paying attention. Let's go.
Whoa, pulling the trigger. Congratulations, Granison. Granison has just won this amazing Spider-Man 238 comic, original cover by other than Todd McFarlane. So congratulations, Grandison. We're so stoked for you, man. We'll be in touch with you in terms of getting you that collectible. And again, congratulations, bud. That's so cool.
Congrats.
This has been an absolute pleasure talking to you about all this. We've been so excited for this live stream for so long. We've been working together on this, and I cannot wait for next week. It's going to be an absolute blast. And everyone out there, again, the details are this link is in our details. So if you want to get more information on the drop, also, of course, follow Fanable. All their socials are also in the details below. So give them a follow on Twitter and Instagram, and also join their community on Twitter as well. Sergio,
you want to, guys? Thank you.
Yeah.
No, really, thanks for this opportunity. We're very much looking forward to making Fanable available to the public on April 3rd. Up until now, we've had some beta testers, and we've gotten a ton of feedback. Thanks for your patience. It's helped us improve the experience for the public users significantly. So thanks for being part of that. That's all I have, guys. Really, thank you for just having us here, and I'll hand it off to Alex.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we have a lot of things coming up, so stay tuned. I would just stress that our main focus right now is launching strong. We're not trying to do everything at once. We're focusing on nailing the core experience, listen to feedback, and improving fast, right? And I think that's what's going to set the tone for everything that comes next.
Absolutely. And I actually want to answer this one question really quick. They're asking if for each pack we open in the curated drop, will we get 1 grail and 3 chasers in a bounty for all 75 packs?
It's a good question. So when you open one of the mystery cases, you get only 1 item. So each case has 1 item that you can reveal. And you can get a grail, but you can also get another tier comic, right? So you're basically, it's a mystery box, right? You get a chance to land the grail, but it doesn't guarantee that you will get the grail. Just want to make that clear.
Yeah, these are so the grail, the 3 chasers, the bounty are 5 comics out of the 75 comics. And
exactly, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
The other 75 comics are different tiers as well, and I'm sure Fanable will go into detail on those over the coming days.
Yeah.
Yes, we will. On our product page, you'll see a drop page. You'll see everything, all the comics that are part of that mystery box. So when we open the platform for everyone, you'll go to the drops page, and you'll see everything that'll be part of this. And then you can decide whether you want to participate or not, right? But it's important that you understand what you could get, in this drop. It's not just the grails or the chases, right? There are other items, and they were curated by Comics and Crypto, and I think many of you are familiar with these comics. So either way, it's a win regardless, in my opinion. Honestly, even the case itself, I'm excited about just owning the case unopened. But that's just me. I don't think everyone will feel that way, but yeah.
I do. Again, thanks so much, guys, for coming on. Alex, Sergio, this has been fantastic. And again, congratulations to our giveaway winner, Grandison. Congratulations, Grandison. Thanks again, guys, for joining. This has been a lot of fun, and we'll keep you posted on the curated drop.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.